Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the ISTR podcast for October 10th, 2018. Tonight, we're going to be discussing Johnny Lightning collectibles, Cyclone and Typhoons. This evening, so far, we have Adam and Tom and special guest Jimmy V, who many of you know and or may have purchased some of your Johnny Lightning products from in recent years. So we're going to have a little discussion. Yes, Adam?
I was just going to say just bought in recent days.
Yeah, days, years, been around a while. So he's been in the sci-fi game, I think, longer than I have. How long have you had, or how long had you had your trucks? Like, when would you buy your first one, Jimmy?
I bought my first one in 2000.
All right,
93. Yeah, white on white.
Yeah, you're right. You're right with me. I bought mine in 2000.
Yeah.
Adam was like 98. Tom's right in there too. So, all right. So we all got about the same amount of time under our belts as far as messing with these stupid trucks.
Yeah.
So we'll just dive right into our discussion and, basically open up. I'm the novice out of the group for, anybody that doesn't know. I don't really have a whole lot of them. I think I might have 5 or 7 total. I think I've got, a few Typhoons and mostly Cyclones because they came out first and everybody, somebody would see one and they would get one for me or something like that. And I found a couple back when toy stores actually existed. Yeah, so I didn't really get the bug on it. They were cool. If I see one, I'd buy one, and that would be about it. But now there's a whole bunch of them. But when did these things actually really start coming into existence? Panel of Johnny Lightning gurus.
Well, the first Cyclone Johnny Lightning released in 1997, believe it or not, which was the Truck in America release.
Yep.
And it had a series of 4 colors, I believe: yellow, orange, red, and the famous black. Those were the first ones that they put out. Then the next series was the old so beautiful Postal series that everybody just loves to collect. Everybody has dozens in their collection. That was the next one. Then after that was the Kiss release. Then it was the Lightning Speed with the maroon Cyclone.
Yeah, I think I got one of them.
Yeah. Then after that was the hard to find Marvel 4-pack that just had the loose Cyclone in the package with 3 other vehicles. Then it was the Street Freaks with the gold with the little pink stripes on the side. And then let's see, after that was the probably the best one I liked the most was the Truckin' release at the black Cyclone with the black rims. And then they just recently came out with 2, a standard black one and then a Marlboro type Cyclone. I guess for legal reasons they couldn't put that on the packaging, obviously, but it looks just like the Marlboro Cyclone.
Yeah, or either that or they didn't want to pay for it. One of the two.
Probably, yeah.
So yeah, everybody's got an angle around that one. So
yeah,
there's definitely a lot more than I knew existed. That's for sure, and that's just the Cyclones, right? That's not even the Typhoons.
Right, it's not even the Typhoons. Yeah, so if you give me a minute there, so all this information's on jlcollector.net. So you could go there and search basically any Johnny Lightning casting they ever made. And they'll tell you every release was made and what year it was introduced and everything. So helpful.
Cool.
So if you want to know about the Typhoon, the first time it was released, it was in 2009. Was the white with the silver cladding. Then it was a hard to find all black on black Ertles collectibles, which was part of Johnny Lightning, which was sold in a Tractor Supply store. Sold loose without any packaging, just in a little baggie and stuff. No cardboard, no packaging.
Huh.
Then came out the Forever 64, the famous red and silver Typhoon. That one had 4 different versions. They had one with the roof rack, one without, with 1 set of rims. Then they had with a roof rack and without a roof rack on a different set of rims. So there was 4 versions of that one release, which was crazy to find because you could find those 4 versions in one package, in one case. So then after that was the next Forever 64 release, which was the teal all know. I would say the ardent green and silver. Then after that was the teal and silver. Then after that was the garnet. Then it was after that one was the all blue Typhoon, which they used for the Nats 12 special edition. Then after that was the Sport Machines white one, where they said Sport Machines on the hood, on the windshield. We all love that one. Then after that was there you go, that's the one, yes sir. Then after that was the Loca Policia, if my Spanish isn't all there, but it was a souped up Typhoon that they had a funny looking hood on it, and which was a police truck. Then after that was the old Mike Renz version, black with those beautiful gold rims. Then something recently was the Gone Fishing, which was a all white with black rims with the boat, which we all know that's voids the warranty. But hey, that's a whole other story.
Yeah, maybe it's a really light boat.
Yeah, it was a little wave runner, I think it was. And then they also had a black on black with black rims release as well in the same series with the boat on it. So that's pretty much it.
All right. There's definitely a lot of them out there, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of versions out there. Yeah, you can find they're available on eBay and stuff like that, but just a matter of how much you want to pay for it. It ranges from $2 to $10 to $20. Depends on all what it is,
Right.
and how much they want to get for it.
And then through all the series, both Cyclone and Typhoon, you have all the white lightnings, you have lightning strikes, and
Yes.
you got weird variations. You got misprints. You got trucks that are upside down in packages that are actually kind of rare. So
Yes.
all sorts of things. I mean, there's so many variations that when you really start putting it out and down on paper, it kind of becomes mind blowing to think about how many you actually need to find to have a complete collection. Because I don't know anyone that has a full 100% complete collection.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah. The lightning strikes are probably the hardest one to find. I think that was only 1% of the total run, whereas the white lightnings are 2% of the total run. So,
Right. Do you have any idea of like numbers being that 1%? Like, do they consider it like 1% of the Cyclones made or 1% of the Truck in America series that are White Lightnings? How they determine that?
correct. It would be on the lightning strike. It'd be 1% of that particular release. So if it's that working class, it was only 2% of white lightnings for that particular release.
And that spanned across every model. It's not just Cyclone specific. It was every model for that series.
Correct. Every Johnny Lightning in general would be 2% for white lightnings. They haven't really done lightning strikes in a while, but from what I heard, in my little bit of knowledge, 1% were lightning strikes.
Okay.
Now, recently they've been putting the amount that they've been releasing in terms of numbers on the packaging. So with the Cyclone that just came out, I believe it was like 4,400 pieces.
Right.
So you figure 2% of that, there's only 88 white lightnings out there.
Right. And that's kind of amazing because when they first got released, do you have the White Lightning one, Tom?
Not here. I got it put away.
Gotcha.
Actually, I got it. If you want to give me a minute, I can walk over and go grab one. I got one of each.
Jimmy. Yeah, I was just going to say it's kind of amazing for only Jimmy, you said there's only 88 made, but man, when I first went on eBay, there must have been like 8 or 10 of them listed.
Right.
I was a little surprised.
Adam, what is a lightning strike and all that other stuff? Like, what makes them that?
Let me interrupt you, Morgan. For any of those that wanted to check out what we all kind of went over kind of quickly, I just posted the links on the ISTR podcast post on the Side Tie Registry page with links to the what Jimmy was saying with all the releases of the Cyclone, all the releases of the Typhoon. I posted a link in there so people can go and see on that site.
That's cool. Yeah, jlcollector.net. Yeah, that site's pretty. I've been using that site for years and years, in terms of finding out information, like when was a car released, or if there's other releases with that same particular model. So if you just go there, search under model, it'll show you all the Cyclones, it'll show you all the Typhoons, and any other car you may want to be, interested in.
Yeah, I put the link to the Cyclone link, shows all the Cyclones, and then I put a link for all the Typhoons. So anybody
sweet.
who wants to go check that out can see that during the podcast, after the podcast, whatever.
Yeah, sweet.
So
Right.
I'll just take a quick look. It says here on Johnny Lightning that they don't produce lightning strikes anymore.
Correct.
So if I don't know if they will in the future or bring it back, but there is none that are currently made.
Right. Correct. I don't know when they started and don't know when they finished, but it's always only a short period of time when they start doing the colored tires. That's what made it a lightning strike versus the general white.
Right.
Makes it white lightning. Yeah.
Okay.
The lightning
It's really just the tires that does it. The white lightnings have like white walls or white tires, and the other brakes have colored tires.
Believe it or not, now you open up a whole can of worms, because before it used to be white tires or just the white lettering on the tires that would say white lightning. Then they started changing the interior, then the base, then the color of the car. They even put out a few times, not Cyclone or Typhoon, but Johnny Lightning in general, they would put out a white car. It was, I believe it was like a 50 Suburban. And on the side of the panel of the truck, they wrote white lightning right on the side.
Right.
But that happened to be the regular version. Yeah. The white lightning version had the same thing, but it had white tires. And it said white lightning on the side. Yeah. So they toy around a lot. So, and believe it or not, even now today, when they put out stuff, each release, the white lightning is a different, similar, but it's different. Like now with the Cyclones, there were white tires with gold rims and a white body. Before, it was just the same color that the truck was and just white tires. Something simple as that. So they kind of change it up to keep you on your toes, and I guess to make it more, intriguing, because you may like it one version more than the other, or make it harder for people to find them in the stores. Say, hey, oh, that's a white lightning. Oh, wait, is it? Because it's the color of the car. Oh, you flip it over. Oh, it's got a white base. Well, now that's a white lightning. But if you look at it straight on, oh, I can't tell until you dig a little deeper, So
Yeah,
they changed it up.
I heard the white base thing, but I never knew if that was actually part of it or not. So,
well, yeah, chances are 99.9% of the time, if it's got a white base, it's probably a white lightning.
okay.
It's got white tires and white paint. Now, see, like with the Cyclone, they put the actual picture of the truck, so it's a black truck on there, and on the little left-hand side, if you're looking straight at it, it tells you what color's there. So it'll say black. So if you look at the picture's black, and the little swatch says black, but the truck is white, well, boom, it's a white lightning. That could go for all the cars in any series. It would be like a red, it's like a black Grand National, whatever it is. It would say black here, black there. The car's white, or it's got white tires or a white base. So that's how you could figure it out.
Gotcha.
That brings up a good topic too. I think it was me you discussing the other day, like the early white lightnings for the truck in America. They're all different variations of white. They're not
right.
all color.
Right, and it's hard to see them when you look at them, but if you put them all together, put some light on it, you can see the slight variation. But the biggest giveaway on the back of it, it has numbers on it.
Right.
I believe it would say 01-1 for the first version, and 01-2 for the second version, 0-103 for the third, and 04 for the fourth, if I'm correct. But you got to look on the back of the package to see that for the Cyclone. That's one of the very first ones.
Yeah, I remember back in like the early 2000s when I started collecting them, because everybody's like, "Oh, which version White Lightning do you have?" And I was like, "Wait, there's different versions."
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, those are for the right. Those are for the hardcore collectors that want card variation.
Yep.
And card variation. You said upside down variation, all types of quirky stuff that maybe only a few in existence.
Right.
So.
I mean, I've seen some weird stuff. I mean, I've seen some of like the Postal Service. I've seen misprints on the cards. there's stamp variations that not a lot of people are aware of. Like, they're the same color truck, but the stamps are different.
Correct.
So there's a bunch of weird variations that if you just don't pay attention, it's easy to miss, and you don't know what you have. I mean, you could either have something that's worth $8 or something that's worth like $50.
Right, exactly. And speaking of something worth $50, there's also that Milestone special edition 4th of July Typhoon that we forgot to mention. Yeah, I've got one. I know you've got one too.
Harmon's got one, so that's 3 accounted for.
Right, right.
I look occasionally. I've never seen one come up for sale.
I haven't.
I'd love to swipe up more, but yeah, it's one of those things that I don't know where all 10 are. So, and what's interesting too about that is I have number 1, and the number 1 is printed, where I think Harman like has like number 8 or number 10, and it's actually handwritten. So there's variances in all 10 of those as well.
Yeah. See, if I would have known this a few years back, I used to talk to Russ from Milestone all the time. And I've always meant to, ask him about what are the true numbers? Because I know it says 10 of 10, but could there be 25 out there? Just handwritten, printed on, we'll never know,
Right.
But I could also, ask him, send him an email, but he may not remember. It's been so long ago.
That'd be awesome to find out.
Yeah, I'll shoot him an email. I still have his email because now he sells knives now instead of diecast, but still, same email address.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean that'd be something cool to add, so I could add it to the informational post.
Okay.
That thing is so incomplete and a little bit out of order. I'd like to go back and actually, put some more information to it, plus all the pictures, just because it's confusing now when you get into it. You start looking at it and you're like, oh man, like, what is this? I've never heard of this, or it gets crazy.
Right. I got some card variation, package variation. So when you get to it, like I should have all 4 of the white lightnings that you discussed, the very first ones, and I can take pictures of the front and of the back to show, the numbers and stuff like that. And we guess we could circle out and highlight where they could look and find to be sure which one they have or which one they need and stuff like that.
That'd be cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
Plus, it's cool too. I mean, over the years, like because of our interactions and contacts with Johnny Lightning and people there, like I know my truck has been mimicked. Mine's the working class. We have Ren's that you mentioned earlier that's been mimicked. We got Tom, obviously, with Sport Machines. He had a hand in getting that done. So I think there was
actually I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Really?
Oh, wow.
The story behind that, and actually I'll touch on the Ren's one, the Ren's version. I have the prototype because at the time, Tom Z, I was going to go into this to see. I mean, the Cyclone, it was, at the time, it was pretty obvious why they made that one. The Typhoon, I still believe that the only reason why they actually made one is that Tom Z, who was the designer, had a Typhoon. And I had met Tom in Chicago. My brother was living in Chicago at the time, and he had messaged us about doing some work to his truck. I was in town, so I went out to his house to take a look at the truck before he shipped it to us so we could kind of make a plan. And we just started talking about it, and I saw some of his cars that he had collected. And then fast forward a few years, and the cars that were coming out that he was designing were very similar to ones he owned. And he did a Typhoon. And I think it's because he liked them, and he made it accurate, because he was a designer and aficionado of the truck. So I think I would like to believe that that's probably why they got made, because I don't see why anybody would do that in 2009. There was just what's the motivation behind it. But when I had gone out, I think a second time, I can't remember when, but he gave me some collectible stuff. So he gave me the design of the white on white Sport Machines one in the sheet that they use to design on their computer and stuff, with it all flattened out and what it looked like from the side, from the top. So he gave me that sheet with the Johnny Lightning in it, and I still have that. And then he gave me the Renz one, and I thought he had just mixed and matched wheels because they had the gold wheels. I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat. He's like, yeah, that's the first one. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, where'd you get that idea? Because we had just finished Renz's truck, and he's like, I already had the wheels. I already had that idea, but then I saw the truck and I had to do it. But that's the first one, so I have it in a case. It's not in a box, in the package or anything.
That's cool.
And at the time, I was like, oh, that's cool. He made one that looked like Renz's truck, and I just kind of put it away. And then later, I was like, oh shit, that's the first one. But I had no idea about the Sport Machines one. It just he had been planning to send his truck to us and put it on the windshield, and then at the time our shop truck was white and had the windshield banner, and I was like, oh, that's neat. And for like while they were at the store, I had no idea. I only knew when I got the sheet from him, and I'm like, wow, that'd be really awesome. He's like, have you not seen these out? I'm like, no, I've been paying attention. And he's like, yeah, they all have it on there. I thought he just like made this printout for me because I thought it'd be cool. He's like, no, they all have it. I was like, what? And then I went out and bought every white one I could find.
Nice.
I had a totally different experience because they had a contest where they had a thing called Your Car's the Star, and basically you submit pictures of your vehicle, and then they're going to take that picture, put it on the cardstock, and then mimic, as close as they could. And I set all my stuff in. I had pictures of my truck, and the guy got back with me. He's like, wow, I really like the Cyclone. This is cool. I know we've ran the Cyclone before. Can I use your picture to do something maybe in the future? I was like, sure, but it'd be cool to do like Your Car's a Star and just use my truck for that. He's like, other plans. We got another release coming. So he's like, but we're going to do the Cyclone. And sure enough, so it came out, the working truck series. I was like, holy shit, that's my truck, because it matched the dark gray cladding and the black rims. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I don't know why you used a Massachusetts plate though, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that. That's cool. That's cool to know. Yeah.
I got in that way, but it was like, all right, so that was kind of neat. I had some sort of affiliation with that, so which that's one I'm missing. I need a White Lightning one of that one.
Of your own truck?
Oh, yeah. I don't have that one because when they first came out, like for some reason they were going for like stupid money. I was like, good God, like okay. So I just caught back up with getting one. So,
well, what happened with that was, what I remember was when they first got released in the USA, nobody had White Lightnings. There were nothing posted for sale, but the trucks were released. Fast forward 3 or 4 months later, here comes Canada with a bunch of them, and they were selling for $100 a pop. I'm like, how does this guy in Canada have 10 of them?
Right.
So I don't know if something happened with the distribution or what, but everything went to Canada. So I don't know if that was time where they were transitioning, when Johnny Lightning was transitioning ownership, if they were just dumping the product cheap up in Canada to get rid of everything before whoever took over after that. But I remember that. And I'm like, man, no White Lightnings on the Cyclone? And then boom, 3, 4 months later, they start popping up all in Canada. Easily $100 a pop. Because I bought 2. Yeah.
I mean, there's just some that it's like I'll make offers like quietly, but I mean, some guys ask a mint for their stuff, and I'm like, listen, I know it's rare, but it ain't that rare.
Yeah.
I've paid a mint for some of them just because I didn't care and I had to have it.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's been some where I'm all like, should I? You check the PayPal and you're like, I just can't do it. So
nice. Yeah.
Well, yeah, just ask Jimmy about how many I bought in the last month. So
yeah, the most I've ever sold. I never bought so many of one car in my entire life.
Was that because of me?
Yes, sir. Because of you. Yeah. Yeah. You bought more than the whole. You bought more than the whole forum put together. Yeah. So when I was placing my order, the guy had to call me twice. Hey, did you make a mistake? Did you sure you want this amount? I'm like, yeah. I said, the guy already paid for him. So yes, whatever he wants, he will get. And then for whatever reason, it was supposed to come out in July. I emailed the guy I was been talking to. Hey, I haven't heard nothing. Next thing you know, I got an email. Hey, man, they're shipping to us next week. You'll have it within 2 weeks. And then, boop, there you go.
Well, at least I'm consistent. My psychosis in diecast mimics my psychosis in real life and the amount I.
Yeah.
And from what I've gathered from the discussion so far, the Johnny Lightning side ties are about as easy to document as the real side ties. So
Yeah, not at all.
variations and distributions and how many are left out there and who has them, nobody knows shit about those either. So, you know.
Nobody knows the true numbers.
And you gotta figure a lot of people get them and they open them right up out of the package. And I mean,
Yeah, how many white lightnings and lightning strikes ended up in like 3-year-old stockings or 4-year-old stockings and just
Exactly.
got the shit beat out of them?
Right. Didn't know what they had or whatever. Didn't care.
G.I. Joe's blowing the fuck out of them up in the backyard with firecrackers and shit. Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, if you're anything like me, like Gary Chinook down in South Florida, he has a room that looks just like Jimmy, you know, behind Jimmy there with all the stuff on the wall. And I look at his collection and I'm like, man, I used to have that Hot Wheel, but I live next to train tracks. So a lot of my Hot Wheels and Matchbox went to Dude, you realize that thing's worth like $30 or $40 today? I'm all like, yeah, go figure. Like, that's why it's worth not much today, because of people like me that smashed the hell out of them as a kid that I didn't know. So once I started realizing that, I was like, oh, and I still have an okay small collection that I need to value one day. But yeah, all my Johnny Lightnings are well kept and hidden away. I keep them. I don't display all my stuff. My stuff goes into a box and then hidden and forgot about.
Nice. Well, a little heads up for everybody. Johnny Lightning's coming out with another Cyclone. I'm guessing by December, November, December timeframe. It's going to be white. That's the only information I have. So I don't know if it's going to be all white or white with the, you know, the ardent cladding, like
There's
a 92
actually,
Cyclone.
if you search it in Google, it's the reverse colors of the Marlboro one. It's white with red hash slashes on it.
Oh, really? You found okay? Okay, I haven't gone that far, but yeah, I'm gonna put them up on the forum too. I ordered some, but it just said white, you know, so that's all the information I had.
There's a picture. It's let's see, Auto World store. They have a picture. It's Johnny Lightning Classic Gold. It's gloss white with red hashes on it.
Mm.
So
that might be. I'm thinking that might be a hobby exclusive, because normally when they do it, it's 2 releases, an A and B version. But normally, if they do a hobby exclusive, meaning stuff that's not released to like Walmart or Hobby Lobby, it's just a one version. So, but I'll know as you know, information becomes available, I can put it up there.
Yeah, I'm actually looking right now. You can do pre-orders on the next release, the gloss white with red graphics. And yep, it's a reverse Marvel.
Okay. Does it say hobby exclusive or?
I didn't see that anywhere.
Just says due late October 2018. Nah, yeah, it doesn't have anything like that on there.
Okay.
It's a Ivan the Terrible reverse.
Yeah.
For those that know who Ivan the Terrible is, if you've been for 20 years.
Yeah.
But it's all red interior, which Tom, I know you're living.
Mm-hmm. So Jimmy, should I just put my order in for 100 of those now, or like how do we work?
You know, I already ordered. Yes, sir. If you want to, yes, sir. You know, I already ordered just in case.
I might scale it back to like 50.
Yeah.
Jimmy, do you have like any idea, like maybe which one is their rarest out of the Cyclones and Typhoons, like which release and which edition?
Good question. It could be the Marvel Cyclone. It came in the 4-pack.
The X-Men one?
Yeah, the X-Men one, right. That could be it, because, you know, in terms of numbers, I don't know. But to me, that was the hardest one for me to find. When I was looking for them when the stuff was coming out, I couldn't find that for like 2 years until after it was released. And I decided, well, let me go online and try to find one. That's when I found it. But before that, I couldn't find nothing in the store, nothing, nowhere.
It's funny because I've seen a lot of those loose I don't see them in the box set very often. Like you see them on eBay, they're just loose. So, and
I think
that's not the
I
same.
think the other three cars are crap in it. That's probably why they took it out. It's probably cheap, but they get more money for the Cyclone by itself.
Well, so the other ones were a 59 Ford Thunderbird, a Dodge Viper, H1 Hummer, and then the Cyclone.
But they were all done as X-Men characters, I believe.
Right. They're all, it's had unique Marvel paint scheme to them.
Right, correct. Right.
So, and then, yeah, the Cyclone was the X-Men for Marvel Comics.
There's one on eBay right now.
I mean, it's ugly.
Yep.
Right. But it's a Cyclone.
Yep. I got to buy it.
Oh, really? How much is it?
$4.50.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's reasonable. Yes.
But it's anymore on the package, though, right?
Not in the package, no.
Yeah, see, I don't see them very often in the full package.
Yeah. So to me, it's hard to find if you're going to keep it in the package, right? It's hard. That one to me was the hardest to find in the package.
Yeah, I've got my package.
Yeah, mine too. Yep. And there's no White Lightning version of that one.
Nope.
Right.
I think the only Johnny Lightning that I own that's loose is the Ertl one, the Typhoon.
Right.
I think
that has a White Lightning version.
Yeah, I think that's the only. Well, I shouldn't technically say loose. The Nationals edition Typhoon, but I have its own little plastic.
Right. You got the official one.
I got one of the 87 numbered ones.
Right.
Then
I got it.
Like the story was like there was a couple hundred made, only 87 made it to Nationals, and then the rest got dispersed. And like that's why you see them on eBay every once in a while. You see one because they got dispersed everywhere.
Which one are you talking about?
The blue Nationals Typhoon.
There was 3 of them the other day.
That one right there. So as far as I'm aware, like here, hold on, I can put the numbers here in a moment. Let me look.
I was almost going to buy one because it seemed cheap to me, but I just didn't care, so I didn't.
Right. So there were 87 that were hand numbered and distributed at the Nationals, and TJ got those, and I think Harmon helped number them. And then there was 150 that remained that I guess got sent back to the Tomy distribution store.
Mm-hmm.
And then either used as like giveaways, raffles, promos.
Tom Z had a box of them.
Okay, well,
exactly.
According to my numbers, there's an estimated like 237-ish of them.
Yeah, there were total. Yeah, I knew there was the 86 or 87. And that's when Tom Z was active, and he had done them for the Nationals guys.
Right.
And I got 2 of those.
Right.
And then Tom Z had a bunch more, and I bought a box of them from him.
But are those loose or are they?
Yeah, they're not in packages.
Okay, because the Nationals ones were in the little plastic carrying case.
Because they did that to send them out to Nationals. But the ones that I got from Tom Z came like this is what came out of there. Like they came. He had wrapped them in like a soft paper, and I got in the box. There's like 20 of them. I think I bought.
Right. Yeah. There you go, Jimmy. Yeah. See, when I found one, I wanted one of the original Nationals one. I didn't want the non-Nationals one, even though it's all the same truck. I just wanted it numbered in the case. I was just being OCD about it. So
yeah, it's kind of unfortunate how the rest of them wound up. I wish you guys would have got them all, and you guys could have did what you wanted because they were made just for you guys.
Right.
And if you wanted to give them away down the road or all at the event, that should have been up to you. I'm kind of sad that the rest of them got. I know where they went. I know who has them. I just bought 30 of them from him.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
we have a couple questions, not to interrupt, in the chat for YouTube. One of them was, is it possible to get blanks or unpainted side ties? I'm going to assume that's a no, but I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah. Well, you know what? you can call and talk to Johnny Lightning, well, round 2, and if you were willing to pay the money, they'll get them for you. But you got to buy a minimum of 3,000 pieces. Yeah, yeah.
Always a
So if
catch.
you want a special, right,
Hold on.
there's a catch. If you want a special made or a custom made, and you're not lucky like Tom over there was lucky, or Renz or Adam, if you weren't lucky enough to have your trucks made, you could talk to them. They'll make anything you want, but the minimum count, I believe, is 3,000 pieces at $5 a pop. So that's 15 grand right there. Yeah, just to get something done before they even talk to you.
I'm hanging up now.
Couple of the other questions was does the cladding fall off like on the real ones? Was the Nationals Typhoon Bahama Blue? Are Johnny Lightning jack stands available? So we've got a creative audience right now.
Yeah, they're funny. Yeah.
But Johnny Lightning jack stands wouldn't be a bad thing. I think somebody should just make them. Somebody should 3D print them right now and sell them to.
See, that was my next. Right, I know somebody got out there inside Thailand has a 3D printer, and they can be making a bundle right now as we're talking.
Yep, Don's gonna fire it up and start making 3D printed jack stands for Johnny Lightnings.
Don's gonna design a jack stand, print one. He's gonna break it, and then never make another one.
Yeah.
I love you, Don, but that's probably how it's gonna happen.
Got another comment. Instead of the Typhoons towing the boats, they need to make a 2500 series towing a Typhoon.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It would be a little more accurate.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Nice.
Honestly, I wish we could intervene in when they did the next October release, if they actually could put the real rims on there instead of the stupid extreme rims.
Yeah, exactly. I see somebody in the group did that. They look perfect. Perfect size and everything.
I mean,
there you go. Yeah.
Actually, they're different sizes. The tires and size of the wheel overall. Actually, hold on, because I got the one I took them off of right here. I took one of the loose Typhoons, and actually I did different on each side just to see what they would look like. But the tires on the new release Cyclones are bigger. So on the Typhoon, it looks like it's lowered, or the wheels are bigger. And then the one I put on the Cyclone, it looks like a 4x4 because the tires are a little smaller.
Yeah.
But I had to do it. I had to put the originals on it.
For sure.
Yeah. That looks sweet.
I wonder if we could petition, just write a letter and be like, listen, all the side tire owners are pissed off. We want the real original rims on there.
They're correct, right? They're correct.
I actually don't. I don't know if Jimmy can shed some light on this, but one thing that I noticed, I was expecting the Cyclone to be different than the originals. I'm not surprised that the body's the same, but I figured they'd use the interior and the engine bay of the Typhoons because they finally made those accurate, and now they're back to some janky, who knows what.
Generic. Yeah. No, yeah. I know.
It's terrible.
I guess they just dusted off the old casting, blew off the dust. Hey, make these. Nobody cares about these trucks. Just make them, and that was it.
I don't think it was caring about the trucks. I think is one thing. I think as far as I know, Tom Z no longer works for Tommy or Johnny Lightning.
Right. Correct.
Because I had reached out to him to do something for an event and whatnot, and he said that he's not there anymore, and he doesn't even know who to put me in touch with because I guess the story that I got was Johnny Lightning got sold to Tommy, but some of the rights were retained by the guy who created Johnny Lightning, and then that guy was like, "Nah, I kind of want some of the stuff," and bought some of the rights back because I guess the dollar amount of revenue that was generated by all of the Johnny Lightnings Tommy could care less. They're on to bigger, better things. They got so many other divisions that they didn't really care anymore. And he said, he's like, I'm surprised they're even doing the Cyclone because, even the people running Johnny Lightning now are just they're just kind of doing it for fun. And he's not sure how long it's actually going to last. That's the story I got.
Right, because round two that does Auto World, like you've seen, you could buy the stuff on the Auto World website. They revamped Racing Champions and Johnny Lightning, and they're doing Auto World all at the same time. So it's been at least almost 2 years, if I'm correct, that they revamped Johnny Lightning back up,
Yep.
and it's going strong, man. They're well into next year with releases coming out for Racing Champions and Johnny Lightning in general.
Well, that's cool.
So, yeah, that's good. It's good for collectors, and the numbers are low. You know, the most I've seen is like the Cyclone, 4,500 pieces. You know, back in the day, they were making 20 grand, 25,000 pieces, and they were posting that on the package.
Yeah.
Now they're putting up, some of them are, 1,800 for one color, one car, and that's it.
Yeah,
So.
And what I had heard is that Tommy's so big where if it wasn't generating millions of dollars in profit, they really weren't interested in doing anything. So It went from like this big, hey, let's go on a big scale. And I remember that, it was so cool to see the Typhoons again in Walmarts and Targets and everything else. And then it just disappeared because Tommy was like, not worth it. We're not doing this anymore.
Right. And you've seen how the quality went. They went from the nice plastic packaging, rubber tires, metal base, metal body, to the very last Walmart castings were a cheap ass cardboard with a blister that if you touched it, it popped right off. Plastic wheels, plastic base. Well, I'm paying $3 for a Hot Wheels car basically because that's the quality it was going to.
Yeah.
So it was kind of good how it all worked out.
Even the Gone Fishings, I mean, $18 at Hobby Lobby, like that's, it's like.
Well, yeah, Hobby Lobby is the higher end. You got to use that 40% coupon, and then that brings the price right down to where it should be. Where you could buy it in any other store.
Well, instead of Hobby Lobby, you just go to Surplus Goodies.
I've never
Jimmy, like, hey,
one of these
$100
places.
There you go. Surplus Goodies. I like that plug. Yes, sir. Surplus Goodies. Yeah.
Gotta take care of our own.
Absolutely.
Are you guys the same as Z? Like when you stumble on them at the store and there's multiples, you're like, I have to buy them all. Like there's no choice.
Absolutely.
Nobody deserves these trucks but me. That's all.
Nobody else is gonna buy these trucks. Everybody's like, why'd they make this janky little SUV Blazer thingy?
I remember the days in like KB Toys and Toys R Us. I used to walk in and you're like, man, I hope there's only like one or two. And you walk up and you're like, fuck, there's like 6 or 7. Like I can't leave them. I mean, that's eating trucks. It's just like, okay, buy them all.
Well, shoot, talk to that end even for a second. You can't walk into a KB or a Toys R Us anymore.
Oh, of course not.
Nope.
I mean, I used to be able to walk into those all the time and almost guarantee it's like, oh, I know there's going to be 1 or 2. And then you walk in, you're like, dude, there's like 7. Guess I'm buying them all.
Yep.
Yeah.
I sort of about 12 years old.
Even Hobby Lobby, like I've never even seen one here. So I just went on their website now to find out if one even existed. Apparently there's 10 in New Jersey, but the closest one's 45, 50 minutes from me. So probably why I've never seen one.
Yeah. Don't go. You'll be disappointed because I go to the one that's local to me. They got, like a 8-foot section of diecast. Yeah. There's only 1 or 2 cars per peg.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just go there just because my wife goes there, but I just go there too. But yeah, I haven't really found nothing.
It's been a super long time since I've found one in the wild, like a really long time.
Well, didn't David post today or yesterday? He went to Walmart and found 3 of them.
Yeah, in our little chat group. Yeah, he posted up and found three Marlboros.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I remember when the Typhoons were out, when the releases were coming out, like local Walmarts, I knew when they were putting them on the shelf, and I would literally like open boxes so I could just grab them before they even went on the peg.
Nice.
It was bad.
Nice. That's good. Why not?
Yeah, just some old dude buying toy cars, but all of the same one every.
Watch that guy.
You end up like me, and you have totes of Johnny Lightnings, of Cyclones and Typhoons, and you're like, oh look, like I have a black one. I also have like 34 more of them as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Somebody asked, what's Jimmy's website? Do you have a website in particular, Jimmy?
I sell on eBay, but if they go to surplusgoodies.com,
Okay.
It brings you right to my eBay store.
All right. So surplusgoodies.com.
.com.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. I got a bunch of side tie stuff up there. A few.
Make sure you
Yeah.
give positive feedback.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that guy's okay.
Yeah. No.
All I know is on this last batch, like I think like you spoke to me and you're like, hey, your trucks are going out, and those like literally a day later, I was all like, oh well, cool. I mean, right on. So
Yeah, no, as soon as they pay, I get them out the next day.
yeah,
And
but
my
then,
wife and my kids helping me. Yeah, get them out.
you only live the next state over, so
Yeah. Yeah, I could throw a rock and probably hit you. Yeah.
Throw a
Yeah.
rock up in the air. The hurricane will pick it up and hit Adam's house.
yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. For anyone wondering, I wasn't in the hurricane. Randy Merritt was. He's okay. Rob Fremont was. He's okay. Other than that, it's only trucks I know in that immediate area that were affected. I moved, thankfully. So, as far as I know, no trucks were destroyed in this hurricane, but still got to go through Georgia.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm surprised Jimmy's not like packaging all the shit hanging on the wall there.
No, see, everything's upstairs. If we get flooded, which hopefully we won't, that's all downstairs. That's all, all the furniture. Upstairs where all the goodies are at. So I'm okay.
Furniture's replaced.
Priorities.
Diecast
Yeah.
trucks upstairs.
Yes, sir. It's got its own little room, too. It's got its own room.
We
Right.
got our priorities straight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I just added a link to Jimmy's eBay store also on the ISTR Facebook group page chat.
Sweet.
So anybody looking to add or buy, go
Cool.
check it
Sweet.
out.
Thank you.
Cool.
So
Any more?
definitely a lot of information for sure.
Oh man, Jimmy, why did I go on your store? Dude, BMW E30 DTM. I need that in my life.
Oh, I got them all.
I
That's
see
how
that,
Tarmac works. Yeah, nobody knows about that.
man.
Get
More
the
than-
cardboard boxes ready and the packing tape.
Yeah, we're ready.
Do I get a quantity discount? Because I need a couple of these M3s.
Sure. Hit me off when we're done. I'll hook you up.
No, seriously, I'm buying some of these M3s because E30 M3s on the there's different colors of it too. Okay,
Oh, there's a whole bunch. Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
You're
darn
fine.
it. I'm so in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm so in trouble.
Just
Yeah.
send him
See that-
one of everything and just send a bill along with it. It'll be a lot easier than him trying to figure it all out. So
Yeah,
Sounds good. Oh, by the way, with those cars, that's Tarmac Works. That's a higher end car. I'm the only one in the USA that's an official reseller for that company. So
this Warsteiner E30 is legit.
Tom,
Yeah.
you want to give your credit card number right now? Just call up the number.
I'll just put it right on the podcast. So anybody that needs to collect, I need
There
more
you go.
points. So Merry Christmas, everyone.
There you go.
4381
You're the man.
922.
What's that security code on the back there?
Yeah, it's 911.
There you go. 007.
I was thinking 666, but you know.
Oh yeah, there you go. Wow.
Oh damn.
Hopefully we unraveled some of the mystery of Johnny Lightning's. There is a link up on the forum that I kind of have unofficially unfinished with a lot of the versions and what's available. I actually need to sit down with Jimmy and go over it and put a little more detail into it, but at least it'll give you kind of a overview of what's out there, what's available. I can already tell you some are really easy to find. Others are almost nearly impossible to find. I know there's quite a few on there that I've only ever seen one, and it's one of those where it's like I'm not sure if this is the only one or if there's more out there. But I guess that's part of the fun of chasing and trying to find these scenes and collecting them all. I'd love to see someone with every version. I don't think it'll ever happen, but who knows?
That's why I don't collect them, because I can't have them all. Nope.
You own none of them.
Don't want none of
Yeah, I
them.
mean, that'd be cool to see if somebody has them all. You know,
I mean,
it may be somebody out there.
if Jimmy doesn't have them all and have every version, that's how hard it is.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of gave up, to be honest. When some lightning strikes and that dollar amount for them, I'm like, once I bought those $100 white lightning cyclones, I'm like, dude, this is getting a little bit more expensive than I thought it would. But it is what it is.
That last, there was a strike typhoon up on eBay. I think we spoke about it, and it was a very high dollar. And I made an offer. I made what I thought was a reasonable offer on it, and the guy still denied me. And I was like, I'm out. I can't. I don't need it that bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's like that's halfway into buying a good turbo.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Something useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's a pretty decent mod I could do to my truck for that price. I mean, I get it, but I don't think he ever sold it. But
I know we're coming up on the hour here. I was going to ask the one question is what's everybody's favorite one?
well, that's easy for me. Mine's the 280 working class, my truck.
There you go. Nice.
I'll have to find a garnet
Actually, I
one at
kinda
some
like
point. I didn't even know garnet ones were out there, so I'll have to shop around for one, I guess.
Honestly, no. I mean, aside from the rims, I really like the Marlboro. I think it was done well. Like, obviously, there's stuff missing off of it due to licensing and all that, but for what it is, I think it looks really good.
Yeah. I kind of like the all blacked out one that came with the Gone Fishing version. That one, kind of like the murdered out look, everything all black, sinister looking, excuse me. Yeah. So that's just mine.
Too bad we don't have the pull aim or the contacts. It'd be cool to see a PPG version done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Well, I have enough of them. I'm sure we can custom paint one.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's true. Like, we could get a group purchase going and get the $15,000 and get 3,000.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
People would buy memberships, and then ISTR could get them, and then we'd be good to go. So people need to start buying T-shirts and memberships, and
then we can do
$15,000. We're just going to go invest it all in Johnny Lightnings.
We're going to buy 3,000 Johnny Lightnings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
more than I don't think you guys would have a problem selling 3,000 pieces, especially if you're the only one that you can get it at, So
yeah, because then it opens up the collectors and stuff like that. Well, the funny part is between us, even with Morgan having 0, we probably collectively have more than 3,000 of them.
Oh, absolutely, easily.
I'm
not even counting Jimmy. I know with Jimmy, we're definitely over that. But me, Adam, Harmon, we probably have over 3,000.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, I have a few hundred easily.
I bought 200 last week, or I got 200 last week. So that's just
right. And 200 the week before, 2 weeks before. Yeah.
Me with recently moving, I was repacking and doing my totes and stuff, and it was all like, all right, Johnny and Lightning tote 1, Johnny and Lightning tote 2, 3, 4, and you're like, holy shit, okay, this obviously is an issue.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Ooh, let me buy that other one now.
You need to go to JLA.
Yeah, and then it's all like, oh, hey, Jimmy, sign me up. Let me buy 3 of the 90s Extreme version. It's like, yeah, send me a Marlboro. Why not? And now the pre-order is going to come in for the white one in October. And if there's a white Lightning for that, awesome. There's another 2 to the collection.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Well, on that note, I think we should thank you, Jimmy, for joining us and shedding light on the information of what's available, what's out there. Surpluscars.com. If you guys need some collectibles, need some Cyclone Typhoons or other cars, go on there. Support Jimmy.
I thank you guys. It's been great. Great to see everybody again. Tom, nice to meet you.
Yes, likewise.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
Jimmy, definitely good to see you. Thanks for coming out tonight and chatting with us. So with that, I guess we'll call it a close there, and thank all our viewers and contributors in the chat and everywhere else. That if you do have any questions, obviously you can get posted up later, either on the forum or through the Facebook group. And we're near and real close to getting 4,000 members in that group. So I don't think we're going to do anything crazy about it. No cakes or balloons or anything like that. But it would be nice to make that milestone here coming up soon. I was thinking it might actually happen by tonight, but I guess probably tomorrow it'll happen based on the way that subscribers have been coming to the Facebook group. So,
well, and now those guys on the Facebook group, go subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can watch this and other videos and info stuff and shows and events and stuff that we'll be posting on our ISTR YouTube page.
Yep, YouTube, Instagram. We even got a Twitter account. Not that we do a whole hell of a lot with it, but it's there. So follow us and give us feedback on stuff. And if there's topics you want to discuss or want us to discuss, obviously throw them out there, and we'll see if we can make it into something. I know, we're always itching to hear what the people want. So, and with that, we'll call it a close. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.